at the end of the day, Colby did say to you at the coffee shop that she feels like you only reach out to her when we're filming, right? So we wrapped filming, and you know, she brought a life into the world.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think of all times to reach out, that could have been it.
I think too, a part of me, to be 100% honest, just felt like our last few interactions, they just seem so dry to me. I know that she feels like when it's off season, when we're not filming, I don't reach out, but she doesn't reach out either. And so I just felt like it was always pressure on me to be the first to reach out.
So Colby, did it hurt you not to hear from her?
When Russell told me that the fellas knew that I had the baby and I had heard from every other lady, I knew Christina wasn't gonna say anything. I wasn't looking for her to say congratulations. I was looking for her to be like, oh, I never knew. Like just la. Like that's literally
Well,
what
I
expected.
didn't at first.
That's what I expected.
But I did know after a
the
while.
baby. I never knew that the baby was here. I expected that. And when you move without expecting things from people, you're not hurt. Like you don't care. Like
But well, I'll say this, I'm hurt because I really did think that it wasn't anything ever that deep to cause you two not to repair the friendship.
You don't know. You just don't know.
I don't know, but I
It's
understand.
just hard. I struggle with a lot of things, Christina, and while I'm super blessed to have grown up with the stepfather that treats me like I'm his blood daughter, that gap that I experience with my birth father and the family issues that have stemmed from that, it's just something that I'm healing through right now in my life. Like my own blood father has hurt me and I don't even talk to him. So I have issues too. I have things that I'm healing on too, so it's not just I'm trying to be cold towards you. I'm trying to heal.
I understand. I always have. But Colby, look at me. I have never, ever looked at you in a way that made me feel like I would ever want to cross you or hurt you. I don't come for you and I won't. I think I needed you to understand that I'm human too. Take your time, because you're healing from other things that have nothing to do with me. And I should have reached out. I thought about it, and I'm like, she don't care. So I apologize, because that was petty on my end. But I love
I
you.
appreciate it.
Yes.
You too.
I love you. I want to see you win. I want the best for you. I promise you that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I love you.
Did you feel like Chelsea was doing too much for the cameras?
I do think that. So when she called me a stooge in defense of LaToya, I just felt like, okay, hold on. This is a little excessive.
Now I'm talking to one person and then it's two people. It's 2 against 1. So even though your intentions may not be that, what I feel like is I have to rise to the occasion.
You had that conversation though with Toya in front of me, Brandon, Trinity. So yes, I spoke up because Toya is very calm.
Yeah, but it wasn't
Toya was
presented
very
that way.
calm.
Kobe.
But
Like,
you
I
came
want
up there like already started. You were already up here. You said you match energy. I didn't give you that same energy.
When I watched that, Chelsea, LaToya came in, she greeted everyone. She even said, hello, Chelsea. She acknowledged you.
is
When
why
I
I
walked in, I
literally
never
just
even
said-
And
spoke
you had a
to
side comment at that point as well.
This is what I'm talking about though. You see how it's like 2 of y'all talking to one person at one time? That's exactly
Okay,
what
2
I'm talking
against
about.
1.
And there's nothing wrong, but it's just a great
I
example.
was just acknowledging something, letting you know that Toya came in and she was very cordial, and
She was.
I threw myself under the bus.
I acknowledge that part. My response to LaToya was probably just some residual annoyance and triggering from the encounter that I had with Anthony.
That's where I think it's not fair.
And
You have these energy towards me. I did nothing to you ever.
So to me, it just seems like damage control. It's like, well, you know, I'm kind of in a hard spot since my husband acted a certain way toward this woman he does not know. So let me find a way to be mad at her.
That's
so
not,
that I
not
can
at
turn
all.
it around.
Not
Let
at
me
all.
try to paint her
I
as
can definitely
rowdy
not
and
at all
ghetto.
because when we
and
go,
that way I can take the heat off of me.
No, not
That's
at all.
what it comes
not
off
at
as.
all. No, let me finish this because we're not gonna keep saying that Chelsea did nothing at that opulence event, and she's never apologized to Anthony for anything she said as well.
Why
even
would I
if you was
apologize
wrong.
to a stranger
You
who
were
just
wrong,
starts
too.
calling me out
That's
of
not
my
true.
name?
That's not true.
What happened? Tell me
Girl,
what happened.
you were out and saying stuff off camera when we were breaking. You were saying stuff.
That's the story that y'all been
You
running with
were.
on the blogs,
No,
but
you
that's
were.
not what
on the blogs. I don't be on no blogs. I don't even be on
y'all was
social
on
media.
people's
I don't be
podcasts.
on nobody podcast.
Ooh, you are so hot. Is everything okay?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
I was just coming to attend an event. I asked a question, which I thought was a very sensible and respectful, and then all of a sudden, you ain't, you sitting at the table with bosses and nobody, even the people that I know, not a Christina, not a Brandon, not a Bravo, said anything. And it pissed me off, and it triggered me.
Okay, well, I do want to show this unaired clip of Bravo and Chelsea having a conversation that may shed light on how Chelsea is feeling.
I don't understand why whenever there's an opportunity, Anthony is trying to go neck and neck with me. And I know as much as everybody wants to let it go, and I've already expressed on several occasions, I don't need an apology from Anthony, but that experience with Anthony was very triggering for me because I have been emotionally and physically abused in life. Even though I held my own and I felt like I was tactful and graceful in that moment, it triggered me beyond that moment.
Right.
And so it was a lot for me. So if people feel like, oh, she's still holding on, I am, because it actually affected me.
I didn't know that it was hitting on that level of emotion with you. I can understand why you kind of see him, you know, in that way.
Yeah, that was my first impression.
I'm not saying he's an abuser, but you know, sometimes you can trigger a woman's past without knowing.
Yeah.
You telling me that makes it, I understand it 1,000% more.
Chelsea, I didn't want it to go here. I really didn't. I don't hate you. I don't have issues with you like that. It ain't like that. I apologize for what I said for my part.
Do you accept his apology? He has
I do accept your apology.
That was never my intent. I just want you to know that.
Okay.
That was never my intent.
I appreciate that.
How did you feel when you saw that LaToya called you ghetto?
Being ghetto doesn't offend me, especially being a Detroit native. This is the blackest city in the nation. The past encounters that we've had have been a little spicy, but I'm like, that don't offend me.
Do you want to address why you made that comment about her?
I felt that way because during that moment and what I saw, what I heard, that's what I see ghetto being. That's not something I do, especially in a person's place of business.
So you don't defend yourself?
Excuse me?
You don't defend yourself? Because that's what I was doing.
At his studio?
Oh, no. I don't know what you know about the podcast.
So at the podcast, that's what I'm referring to.
Okay, yeah. That was definitely ghetto.
So there's no more, anything else I need to talk about?
Case closed.
So that's one thing I love about Chelsea. She gonna admit it. She gonna own it. She admitted it. She what?
Did you expect Christina to hold Chelsea accountable more than she did, or even at all?
I did. I did. Because we were all, you know, it was a little spicy. It was a little muy caliente at that table. And so, you know, when I jumped in, you know, I felt like, oh, I'm, you know, doing too much. But then I'm looking like, but wait, she was doing too much first.
Because I felt like Chelsea and LaToya were having a conversation. They need to hash some stuff out. I didn't feel like it needed extra voices in it.
For us to have a history and then to not show up in front of us
And be mad at
all
me
to
for
hold
4
her
years.
accountable for anything.
But nobody said nothing to Kim when Kim was calling her a liar,
That's just what I was about to
manipulative.
say.
at
Nobody
the
ever
anniversary
defends
dinner.
me ever.
That's not true.
Nobody defends
That's
me
not
ever.
true. That's not true.
Kim and Christina's issues are deep-rooted.
But it is disrespectful.
I do wanna hear from
somebody
Brandon.
calling me, you a liar, you this, you that. And no, everybody's sitting there like, get her, Kim. Yes, finally. You're getting Christina.
When Kimberly was going at it with Christina, why didn't
Kimberly-
you, LaToya? Hold on,
Because
Christina.
nobody could get a word in.
Nobody could
Trying
say
to
anything.
talk.
I think everybody was shocked.
I was intrigued, okay? I literally was intrigued. I'm like, well, just let it all out right here in District 78 because
I ain't mad at you, sis.
because I mean, at this point, tell me the tea too because shucks, I need to know.
When it comes to Kimberly, are you ready to receive love from her as a friend?
I feel like I don't have a voice in any conversation with Kimberly. You know you're an alpha woman, like that's just who you are. And so I just feel like I've always kind of like let Kimberly just be Kimberly. She's easily upset, she's emotional, she's sensitive. Yes, you are, and I understand that. You're not,
Keep going. We're not gonna do tit for tat.
I feel like I catered to her personality a lot. And I feel like when it came to me, it was just like she had all these high expectations of me, and she's not understanding who I am. Like, she's the big gift giver. She likes to give, give, give. You don't have to ask Kimberly to do anything for you. But if you don't match her expectation of you, then you're not a good friend.
That's not true.
That's how I felt.
That's not
and
true.
don't discard my feelings. This is how I felt.
I don't think I'm a high maintenance friend, am I?
Is she LaToya?
She was with me.
Not with me.
I didn't
Not
feel
with
like
you.
she was that way with other friends.
She
And
was
that's
with
what
you.
bothered me.
I have a lot of specifically female trauma because I have a interesting relationship with my mom. And so I'm hurt by certain things that happened to me, and there may have been things that triggered me that you didn't understand. And it's not for you to understand, right? And so I feel like in friendship, I go so hard because I want everybody to feel a type of love that I feel like I didn't get. And so
Thank you, Kimberly.
I love my friends. I will go to the ends of the earth for my friends. And I did it for you. So regardless of how you feel, what you've heard, always prayed for you.
Thank you. I mean, I appreciate those words. I definitely hear your heart. I think that things can be repaired between us, but I think that we're both just scared to take that next step.
Absolutely.
So what I'm willing to do is get together with you one-on-one and at least start there to genuinely hear each other out without any extra voices so that we can just like at least begin to turn to the next page, because I do love you.
Can y'all hug it out, please?
Absolutely.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Good job, lady.
And honey, ain't no poodles over here.
It's like a big poodle to me.
Anthony, you said they do a lot of riding. Why would you say those things?
I was mostly saying it to get under Bravo's skin, pushing his buttons.
How did you two feel as men, knowing that on national television, he said y'all were riders and suckers?
I mean, Anthony said it best. He was trolling. We knew that. I do feel like he maybe have felt a way about, like, we be agreeing on the same stuff.
What is it about your friendship to where it's always combative at times?
I ain't got no problems coming at you, and I'm gonna go to the end. You know, I ain't gonna stop. She make me stop. She like, are you doing way too much now? You need to chill out. I can go too far, and I know that about myself.
Russell, what do you think it is?
It's brotherhood, honestly. I fight with my brothers. We gonna throw jabs, and the best man will win. But it's just brotherhood.
You guys felt that Anthony does a lot of bragging when it comes to his accomplishments and things like that. Why do you think that is?
I mean, you played it.
No, speak to it. What have I bragged about? Could you be specific? Name something I bragged about.
Tours, who you know, who you dealt with, what you spent, what you have, what you invested in, what you're not invested in, what you're about to invest in.
If you ask me a question, I give you an answer. Anytime when you said something like, how much did you invest in your wife? That was a question you asked me. I didn't come out saying, oh,
You
I
volunteered
invested
that, bro.
No,
you volunteered that at
asked
the podcast. Ain't nobody asked you how much you put on.
You asked a question.
Nuh-uh.
You did.
I say you need to be a fan of LaToya. I don't even have a big issue with it. It's just the way that you are. You are braggadocious. It's like if somebody has done something, you never go miss the opportunity to say you've done it also. It's like, oh, I bought my wife flowers. Oh yeah, I ate a flower once. You know.
That's a lie.
It's
Another lie.
You don't think you brag?
About what?
No, I'm asking a question. Do you think?
No.
Y'all
and
all
Car's
do.
like, look
Call
what I
yourself
got.
a Mozzie boy.
How many times
Talking about.
And it's okay, y'all all do
we
it.
do that.
I think this about you. You are very confident.
Yes.
You're extremely confident in yourself. Listen, it's not really bragging, but it's true.
Right.
And none of the men on the stage have any shortage of confidence. I do think Anthony is more colorful with his because you're gonna go extra flojo 5 miles with
Yeah,
it.
don't go to war with me.
Okay.
My whole thing is with y'all, I ain't gonna win, whatever. We keep it pushing.
It's not a contest, bro.
And I will also add, it's important for us to create our own narratives
That's
because
right.
in today's society, the narratives that are out there about us are so negative.
Yeah.
So if we can say something positive about ourselves every
right.
chance we get, we better do it.
That's right.
I agree.
And that's why I said y'all all do it, but y'all have, y'all can. I mean, because y'all doing big things.